a lot of it is just about making money. And same with movies, video games. Like, there's a lot of parallels there because at one point they were just like passion projects because they weren't that profitable, and so companies set up to produce movies or video games. They had a lot more emphasis on creative, like direction, um, rather than just the money. But
Yeah.
as both industries have grown and there's become a lot more money in them, you end up with like the AAA gaming industry, which is more interested in how many microtransactions it can cram into a pathetic experience, and then you end up with poor quality movies that are, you know, more concerned with how they can make a sequel out of this than actually about telling a compelling story. And and so in that case, um, it, you just if you want good like stories that are like well directed, well written, and have real passion in sincerity in them, you're gonna have to look towards like more independent media.
More indie type of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like indie games and indie like movies.
Yeah.
And the thing is, indie movies are, well, they're more like they're not really gonna get financed by
Yeah.
you know big budgets, and so
They
you'll have to
can.
look to you know
Yeah.
yeah, and so one, it's more difficult to make them, and two, you also have to you also have to actually you got to look to where it's going to be most accessible to an indie filmmaker. That's why you've got so many like source filmmaker animations, because free software, but anybody can dedicate time and effort to learning it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and that's how you end up with. Hang on, have you ever seen like Emesis Blue?
Oh, that is funny thing. I've literally have that as one of my inspirations for even having the idea to animate the whole Nightfall situation.
Yeah, like this is the point I'm making, because like it is a whole ass movie made in SFM, and that's because SFM's just accessible, and so you have an independent filmmaker, or I guess small studio in this case,
Yeah.
that you know that use that extremely accessible tool to make their indie film, and in the same way that you have people nowadays in like the indie game, like genre, no, not even genre, the indie game field, you have them using sometimes really basic engines and graphics to produce their games, but you don't need to have it look amazing. You just need to have it tell a story. And and that's have you there's like video games, yeah, like for example, like Faith.
Oh.
You ever seen Faith?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I've played it. So awesome.
Yeah, like literally fucking Atari 2600 looking graphics, but
Yeah.
like the graphics don't matter because the story in there.
Oh man, I love when you get passionate about a fucking topic you're talking about.
Because that's like, sorry, I'm experiencing pain right now.
Oh, you good?
Um, yeah, it's, oh, fucking hell. Um, oh, buggery hell. Yeah, I'm good. Just minor discomfort and irritation. Anyway, so yeah, I think another fantastic example would be Deltarune. Um,
Yeah,
I I absolutely adore Deltarune. It's, I think, my favorite game of all time. Um,
that's
and
at least my top three. That
I
is.
I love it. And the thing is, it, like, again, You don't need amazing graphics. You just need to have a good story, and that's what people connect with.
Yeah.
But then I think in the same way that like expensive video games compensate for lack of story and sincerity with fancy graphics, in the same way modern movies compensate by having celebrity cameos or by having like tie-ins with other movies or franchises.
Or they buy
And
out legendary directors just for them to make absolute shit.
yeah, and it's like basic, like, you know, they just compensate for the lack of deeper, interesting story elements, and they compensate for it by adding in like a very thin coat of paint onto the surface, which is again celebrity cameos or visual effects or just, you know, generally all of the tropes that we've come to dislike about
Mm,
modern movies.
yeah.
And you know, it's just, you know, that's just why I support like indie artists and creators whenever I can, because well, I mean they need it, and I want to see more of these products.
Hmm.
And no, not products. That's the wrong word. They're not just products. They're art pieces.
It's
But
yeah,
but modern movies and modern games, now they're products.
yeah. It's only used for consumerism and not anything else.
Yeah. The only value is in the couple hours of entertainment, of like basic shooting and fun that you can enjoy, and then you're slapped with a paywall and told you need to pay some more money to continue. And and yeah, yeah, prime example, Destiny 2.
Yep.
Yeah, Destiny 2. I
You know, a funny thing, I've
oh,
played Destiny 2 for like 200 hours. Then I realized it's a dog shit game. Then I've been off it for like 2 years now.
mm, yeah, 3 hours for me.
Damn.
Sorry, 300 hours. My bad. Um,
Damn.
yeah, took me 300 hours to realize, wow, this game is fucking awful.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, last played January 13th of this year, so
Bro, to be honest, I when I came to the realization, I was like, I can't be associated with this. I had to make a new Steam account just to like distance myself from that.
I don't want this stain on my legacy.
Yeah, it's like fucking. It's like when like kings and shit were like really dismissive of their kids when they didn't accomplish anything great. And it's like you can't be in my bloodline, you know?
You shame the family.
Yeah. It's like my insane list of like goated indie games. Then Destiny 2 is right there.
You bring shame upon my Steam library.
Yeah. That's literally how it feels sometimes. And I had to make a new Steam account, so I can't have this shame around my household.
Allow me to be free of this burden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um, I mean, yeah, yeah. I haven't played it in ages and ages. Shame, really, because again, the gunplay is really nice. I enjoy the gunplay,
Oh, yeah, it's
but
fantastic. I loved it.
and like when you're able, just being able to like figure out this incredibly silly build and just pulling all sorts of absolute insanity off. Like at one point, I like tried to maximize how quickly my super cooled down,
Oh.
and so like every couple seconds, I would be able to activate the super and just like soar around the map at like the speed of sound,
Oh
because like,
man.
and I was able to do that so constantly. It was completely comical because bosses would like die in one hit as well.
No.
Um, yeah, but yeah, but the thing is, I tried doing that, and then every time like I tried to do that, I would like go into it like a strike or a lobby and that sort of something, and
Yeah.
and then I find the rest of the game would get in the way. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and not to mention just how infuriating all of it is. It's like, I mean, oh dear, oh dear. I mean,
Destiny 2, that was looking at me like I just killed a baby when don't run the meta build of that fucking hour.
yeah,
See?
like that's the PvP section, and that is absolutely terrible. Like, it is so bad. But even like the PvE, even then you have
Still.
like there's like new series. There's like new like season passes that come around constantly, and you have to pay money to unlock the season passes. And then after you got the content, there's the risk of them just saying, let's
No.
clean up the game and let's just throw it in the vault for like,
No reason.
and like that's another thing. Like the original story of Destiny has been vaulted. You have to look on the fucking wiki if you want to understand who any of these people are.
Who are these people and why are they in my story?
Yeah, it's like, who are these people? And then during one of the season passes, you've got like the child of one of the characters in the original story, and they're talking to the other one, and they're like, I don't mind that you killed my father. I'm like, wait, what? What? Hang on, wait, what? When did
Oh
this
my
happen?
god. It's so
And then,
stupid.
no joke, I did have to go on the wiki to understand what the hell was going on, and like they were like the child of the main villain and of like the main villain of the original story, and I was like sat there thinking, how the hell did that happen? Like, how did this story change so dramatically that
Ha-
now we're working alongside the child of the person who wanted us dead in
it-
like the original story?
it's just-
And and that's just because I missed. Because like the season passes, they count towards the actual story, and if you miss one, you're out of place, you're out of time, and it's like it's so baffling.
You're not
But
in the new ages, old man.
yeah, yeah, and like I remember at one point, like the enemies, the Fallen, like you make allies with one of their tribes, and then they come to live with you in the tower, and I'm just imagining like some poor like bloody Destiny player who hasn't played in ages. He logs back on for the first time in like a couple years, and then he sees the fucking aliens just chilling out in the city, and and they're just completely baffled. They're just like, "What the fuck is this?"
What is happening?
And it's like, and it's like that same feeling in Half-Life 2 that like Gordon must have gotten when he
Oh,
sees
yeah.
like yeah, when he sees like a Vortigaunt just like chilling around, and when he
What
spent
the
the whole of
fuck?
Half-Life 1
I mean, it's completely true. I was like, it's a complete culture shock.
it's like so confusing, but oh god. And you want to know the most annoying thing about Destiny?
Yeah.
Um, every week they upload like a new section of their blog on Steam, and so every week I have to look news. This week in Destiny, we're bringing back such and such and such and such. And then it's like in Destiny, we're sharing more details about new content and some sort of. And it's like every week it's like they've changed like a couple things and they present it as we're giving you a new content update, and it's all about the money at the end of the day. It's all about the money.
Mr. Krabs was right. He was ahead of his time.
He was like he knew exactly what society ran on. Like he's very very intelligent.
for
He's a
sure.
savvy businessman, actually.
Yeah, he's a very like business savvy MF. Like he capitalized on the capital share of Bikini Bottom very effectively.
Yeah, yeah. He has like a monopoly on the food
Yeah,
industry.
he does have a monopoly because there's literally no other place to get food, basically, at least to my
Yeah,
knowledge.
well, other than the chum bucket, but that's not really food. That's
Yeah,
more like
slop.
biohazards.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not really counting that.
yeah. And like it's like yeah, it really is just all about the money at the end of the day.
Yeah,
And it's sad to think that, but well, I guess in that case you just have to go and support indie creators who don't really care that much about the money. So
yeah, it's something, man. Okay, this is gonna be a few things that I wanted to connect from the conversation. Uh, from my observation of just like from what I've seen, industrialization of anything will be the end of something is that is meant to be something meaningful. Like it happened with games. Back when like what 1990 2000s games were not profitable at all. And we had
mm,
like the fucking craziest games of all time and we still talk about them. Movies, as we just talked about, they were fantastic. They actually tried to do something and express something. And now they're
mm,
just oh, Marvel movie did 2 billion. Wow, give me $70. It's so stupid. And it's the industrialization of something becomes the death of that. Even just like not even in the digital age, like even in just like real life, like you know how like in people like to buy local from like local restaurants instead of like fast food because they actually make it with love because they just like making food and they want to get money off the side or they just want to make food because they're good at it. It's
mm.
industrialization is really just the death of create what's the right word? I guess it's like Ah, industrialization. I'm trying to make like a really hard quote, but I'm just not. I'm just
I
blanking on the
mean,
word.
the thing is, I wouldn't even really say it's industrialization because well, I mean industrialization refers to like the whole deal with the industrial revolution and the 50 million fucking factories and
I
that
mean,
sort of thing.
true, true.
Yeah, but like I think the issue is it's like big business and it's profits over anything else, increasing shareholder value, just consume, like big companies sucking up everything they can from society.
Yeah,
And
it's
I think that's the main reason why. And I mean, now we're getting into the territory of, soyuz, like, yeah, but
true.
yeah, but even then, you know, like the whole idea of down with the big businesses. The reason it resonated with so many people is because back then, you know, it was true, and it's kind of becoming true nowadays
I mean,
because
history repeats itself. The reason people
yeah,
say that.
yeah, it does repeat itself because well, if there's one thing I've learned about humanity in general, it's that people are far too stupid to actually learn from history. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, and I mean the thing is, when I say humanity, individual people are smart, but you can't
Not the
trust
collective.
people as a group.
Not as a collective.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah. In that case, it becomes a little bit more dangerous. But regardless, um, the thing about like, yeah, regardless, the thing about all of the oh, what am I saying? Shit. The thing. Hang on, give me a moment. I lost my train of thought.
Rain
Um,
has left. But will be continue running at
oh,
hours later.
no, the trains aren't running in time. My train of thought. No, it's
No.
been delayed.
No, it's late. You were like it's like a few seconds late. The doors shut right before you got in.
Oh God, no! That's just reminded me of the most horrifying thing I've
Oh
ever heard.
no. Okay.
Like, because
Feel
like at
it.
one point, okay, at one point, like I was about to go on a train. I was gonna like head into like the city center, because well, to be blunt, I wanted to grab a nice meal. But then like I was there, like on the at the train station, and like I was waiting for my train, and typically the trains are pretty good around here, but this one
Mhm.
got delayed.
Damn.
And I was like, oh, that's strange. And then it got delayed for like 20 minutes, which is very rare. And then I was like, well, okay, that's weird. What's going on here? And then the announcement comes on, and then it goes like, I'm sorry to announce, but the train has been delayed due to a person being struck on the tracks. I'm like, fucking hell, Jesus! I'm like, what the
What the
fuck?
fuck? You just announced that shit in front of kids, in front of babies. Yeah, you do that shit.
Like, yeah, genuinely, like they just said it, like on the fucking intercom to the entire train station, and I saw like everybody else looking around, like confused, like did we really just hear that?
They
What
were
the
looking
fuck?
for the camera, dude. They thought they were getting fucking pranked.
They're waiting for somebody to jump out the nearby bush, but no, nobody did.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, somebody was gonna jump out of a bush and then then point to a camera. Then they all both laugh at a freeze frame.
Oh
They were
no,
trying to find for that, but holy shit, that's a
no,
dark ass story.
like no, but like that's fucked. Because the thing is, the way they said it was struck, like I'm assuming that it was an accident. Um,
Hopefully.
Like the thing is, like I'm assuming it was because like I looked on the news later that night, and there was nothing there, which is good because typically accidents don't get reported, but
Hmm.
like other stuff does. So I am quite confident that that was actually just an accident, and I'm also confident that they were actually okay. Um,
Yeah,
be- which is fucking insane.
common occurrence
Um,
for a fucking train collision. Yeah, you survived that shit. Hit a fucking
I
dog,
mean,
hit a Dark Souls dodge on that shit.
it's not unheard of. I'm assuming that like when this, okay, I'm assuming that like when they said struck by the train, I'm assuming that like somebody might have like tripped or fallen in the tracks and they like got their leg crushed, but otherwise, eh,
Meh. Meh.
yeah. But yeah. So well,
Oh
that was a
man.
very that was an
Bizarre.
interesting day. Yeah, because yeah, I ended up meeting with my friends in the city centre, and I told them about that, and they were like, oh, anyway, you want any chips?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I would like some chips actually. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, but
just about.
but yeah, I still haven't. Yeah, my train of thought anyway, it's still gone.
Damn.
It's
Okay.
I don't know, it's derailed or something.
So yeah. So if your train of thought is gone, I feel like I should kind of branch off your conversation. And
Mm.
I remember you were talking about indie movies and their budgets, and because
Yeah,
they just
yeah,
don't get budgets, like they have to work with what they have.
mm.
And even then, if they still make a really good movie, it's there's still a chance that it just won't get recognized, you know?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like when have you heard of a indie movie getting streamed or like put on cinema? You never heard that. Like it's
Yeah.
like happened maybe a few times, but you've
Mm.
never heard it like actually. And
Mm.
I feel like the one of the only ones that I can remember of. I'm not sure if you've actually heard this even then, but it's called Hardcore Henry. Ring any bells,
Mm.
maybe?
No, I'm afraid not.
Nah? Okay. I'll sweeten it. So, okay, hold on. I might be talking on my ass, but Hardcore Henry was a.
Oh, Hardcore Henry. No, no, no. I think
You
I
remember
do know
it?
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They did a collab with Payday 2, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that you remember off that, of out of everything.
I got
Go.
600 hours in Payday. I got to remember it from somewhere.
True,
Like,
true. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't received the best, but like the concept of it was just so awesome, and they did it with such a low budget. Like
mm,
the idea of a non cut. I mean, they like didn't do any cuts in the whole movie. It was just one continuous act. At least they want you to
mm,
believe that, but that's literally impossible to do. So they had to do
yeah,
some like crazy. Uh, from what I remember, they used some 3D software, kind of like Unreal Engine and all that stuff to imitate like, so you know how in like movies and stuff or animation you animate in 24 frames. I hope you notice.
mm,
And to save time or just be faster, you don't animate the full 24, and you just leave it on one frame for maybe 2 frames, you know. And
mm,
I'm pretty sure for some segments where they had to make a cut, but they wanted to not do it because it'd be cool as an idea. Pretty sure they used 3D animations, I guess, to
mm,
make it look like it's just normal, and they didn't cut it. And it was like, holy shit, dude. This guy came up with just like a few $100,000. Why can't the normal movies do this? And like it wasn't the best movie I watched, but the innovation was there. Like the idea and like the the view, I guess, the outlook
mm.
was there. Like it was so cool, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I understand what you mean. Yeah, like the whole movie where it's like from first person perspective.
Yeah, and it's like super action paced and stuff.
Mm, yeah. Now that does kind of remind me the whole deal with like one continuous shot. Reminds me of a 1917,
Oh,
like the war
damn.
movie. Like, and I mean I say 1917 because I'm interested in military history and I ended up watching that one. And the thing is, it was like such an amazing movie. Um, like so, emotional. It was, and above all, it was like accurate. Like this is the kind of thing that you know, this is the kind of thing that would have happened at that time. And of course, the whole journey of the protagonist is a bit unrealistic. But like, believe me, it's like it's entirely possible something like that could have happened
It's
to someone.
possible. It's bound in reality.
Yeah, and like in the same way that in World War Two, there was some guy who like stormed the bridge at Arnhem, who saw like Dresden burn and was at El Alamein. Like he was there, like for each of those massive events in the war. I guarantee you, it's possible that
For at
somebody could
least
pull
one
all that.
person to do that.
Yeah, yeah, because like the thing is, a lot of the more batshit, a lot of the most absolutely insane and heroic stories of the war, we just don't have because everybody in them died.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and because of that, um, we just don't know the true extent to as to what people were able to go through,
Yeah.
and and because of that, it is entirely possible that the events of that movie could happen. It could feasibly happen in reality,
Yeah.
and based on how many people were in the war, something like that probably did happen.
It's kind of like Infinite Monkey Theorem, but with actual people ending a war.
Like, well, I mean, I understand what you're getting at. I think. Uh,
It's like the most dark way to put it.
I do get what you're talking about. It's just, I don't know. It was a bit of an odd way of putting it, but
Yo, yo.
yeah, but no, no. The thing is, like, yeah, no, but like, because of how many people were in the war, something like that probably did happen. Um, it's again, it's just a matter of there's so many people and so many different things happening. It's entirely possible and in fact likely that something
Yeah.
like that happened. I mean, you had all sorts of characters and people going to war. I guarantee you it did. I
Yeah.
mean, because again, like this is the same like the Second World War. Like in this same event, like you had some fucking maniac like storming the bridges on D-Day, like marches off the landing craft. He's got the bagpipes and he's just
Oh yeah.
blaring music. Yeah,
Yeah. I've
off he
heard
walks,
that.
blaring music. On his back, a long sword and a bow and arrow.
That shit was so fucking fire, dude.
Like absolutely insane. And it's like, oh dear. But yeah. So yeah, just even if it is like unlikely, the fact it's still bound in reality and possible, um, I think that makes it good war movie because the best war movies are about stuff that happened to people,
Yeah.
you know, and it's the same reason why All Quiet on the Western Front was so impactful, because the original book was written by a World War I veteran, and a lot of the events in the book and later the movie actually happened to the guy in real life. Of course, not his death.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way. Um, but
Crazy.
of course not. Not that. But like a lot of the smaller things in the movie, like hearing a train coming by and then ducking because it sounds like the sound of incoming bombs. That was straight out of the guy's own real life.
Yeah.
Um, and it's yeah. But I think I'm gonna reroute the conversation back to what we were talking about before. I think I think the reason why I like war movies so much is because they are sincere all the way down. Because nobody enjoys telling stuff about wars that they've been in or traumatic experiences they've gone through. And, it's not like anybody, it's not like anybody wakes up and is like, "Oh boy, time to relive my trauma." Um,
It's
no,
something people generally try to suppress. Generally.
yeah, yeah,
Fucking
like
oddballs like me and a couple of other stupid people decided to do the stupid and bad thing of
yeah,
reopening its wounds. But like, sometimes it's
it,
worth it.
it's not stupid because like
Yeah,
the
yeah. I'm very much exaggerating, but like, you know.
yeah, but like the thing is like again, like they're being sincere because they don't want, if they had a choice between it, they wouldn't want to relive it. But what they do want is to let other people understand what they've been through so that maybe it can help them, or who knows, maybe it can actually teach people to not relive history. But like that is I just I don't know. I think I've been dancing around it, the idea that for most of this, but the main thing that makes me love media is just sincerity, like just the ability for like the writer or the director to like just be vulnerable for a moment with the storytellers
Nod,
and the
nod.
believers. And in that case, I can see that and I can let myself be vulnerable and like I we can understand a little bit more about, well, they can't understand me, but I can understand more about them, and in doing so I can understand more about myself. And
Yeah.
like just that whole thing, and I don't have to worry about them like pulling the rug out from under you, and being like, wow, wasn't that shit crazy? And then I look around, I'm like, but I really like that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really enjoyed that. And I think Marvel movies are absolutely terrible for this because they'll have emotional moments, important story beats, and then they'll just
Sidetrack it.
immediately undercut it with like a joke or something. And it's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Oh wow, look at all this atmosphere you made. How about I make a really stupid fucking joke to ruin everything? Yay.
Yeah. Look how emotionally invested you are in the story. Wow, that just happened.
it's it's like fuck you on atmosphere's your story.
Yeah, like it just like completely kneecaps the tone for no other reason than it's almost like they're embarrassed to tell a story. And it's like, my brother in Christ, you are the writer.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, really? Come on, dude. I know you can do better, dude.
Like, oh god, and it's like, oh no, it's. I mean, Marvel movies are the worst example, but it's somehow even fucking worse in like Sonic games.
Yeah, that's the fucking funniest part. That's true.
Like, it is so, it's terrible, it's so bad because like, oh god, and the thing is, Sonic's not okay. I know Sonic's not a great example because they tried to be serious and sincere, and they ended up having Knuckles say, "Well, that's because this is serious. This is war tales." It's like, fucking hell.
Are we for real, dog?
And it's like, really, this guy. Oh, but even so, like for a while, it was like they just couldn't really tell a decent story. They just didn't want to risk being sincere or trying to do something new. It was all about like, oh, let's go back to Green Hill Zone. They like Green Hill Zone. Let's keep going there.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh,
shit. They're coming. Fuck.
all right, okay,
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I have one more topic to quickly talk
yeah,
about,
yeah.
and
Let's go for it.
yeah. So a week. This is gonna sound really. I promise it's an actual like thing I had a week or two ago. I kind of had this reignition emotion, put it that way, and it sounds weird. I know it sounds weird, but I feel like I've been almost numb to emotion, happiness for like 5 minutes, and it was just like temporary happiness for all of my life. It's like FPS games, like it was nothing deep. But,
Mm.
and I just kind of realized that it just went so much deeper.
Yeah, yeah, and you're describing that, and let me tell you, I have literally been experiencing the exact same thing for, well, as long as I can remember, to be blunt. Um, it's always been the default is this feeling of blankness, numbness. Whenever you experience happiness, it's temporary and fleeting, but sadness sticks with you for ages. Um, you still there?
But I
Yeah.
did really have to.
Yeah, yeah, okay. No, I get what you're talking about. And to be honest, I'm trying to look for a solution for that myself. So if I figure out something, I'll come back to you.
To be honest, I kind of like, but I watched the video that I sent to you, and I just kind of
Mm.
realized what art is supposed to be, and art means to express something. And it was like, oh, I need to have this emotion to actually connect with the art that I make. And I just kind of an epiphany.
Yeah, I get what you're talking about. Yeah, but do you need to go now, or
I have to get.
yeah, all right. In that case, yeah, all right. In that case, I'll talk to you later then, and because I gotta go now soon anyway.
See.
I've got to receive the visitor, so yeah. Well, in that case, see ya.